Hi everybody, welcome along to AFTV Matchday Live. We just finished watching the Man City versus Arsenal 4th round FA Cup game. Unfortunately for Arsenal, it ended in defeat, a 1-0 defeat away to Manchester City. I'm just going to say straight away that I am disappointed. I've got with me my homie, my brethren, legendary and iconic Arsenal fan, Stricto in the house. What are you saying, bro?
Yes, Laurie. Man. We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
Man. Stricto, you watched the game. I watched the game. What was your initial thoughts now that the game is over and we've lost?
My initial thoughts, going into the game, I did have the feeling that we were going to chop and change and not particularly go strong with the starting lineup. And the moment I saw City's lineup, because City went with a very strong lineup, the moment I saw that lineup, I kind of thought, we might get rolled, not get rolled over here, but City might have it their way. But as the game progressed during the first half, I was quite surprised. We actually took the ascendancy. We were quite sharp.
Do you think we took the ascendancy
in the first half? Yeah,
okay.
Especially like down the left of Trossard.
Okay. Trossard had a good game.
He was attacking very direct. Kind of offers a different thing to what Martinelli offers in the sense that he's more fluid. He doesn't stop. He just kind of just goes through it, kind of thing. So we did do very well in periods in that first half. I thought Saka had a very quiet game.
Yeah, he was quiet. Definitely.
They did keep him
he
quiet.
Looked tired tonight.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I would have had him dropped out of all our regulars. But overall, looking at the game, you can't help but thinking if this is the City that is chasing us, we've got a chance here. Honestly.
Well, to be fair, I knew that anyway before tonight. But I must admit, listen, I'm an old school fan, as you know. I'm older than you guys. Listen, I've been watching the FA Cup. I was telling somebody the other day that I remember the FA Cup.
Remember the first FA Cup game, innit?
Not the first. No, it goes back hundreds of years. But I can remember when I was a youth, and you may find this hard to believe, but the FA Cup was just as big as winning the league. Trust me, it was a massive day out. So anyway, listen, like through the years, it's diminished in stature. But to me, the FA Cup is still a big trophy. And listen, we are the record holders in terms of the FA Cup winners, 14. And so I've always got a particular affinity towards this competition. I always want us to do well. And when this draw was made, Man City, Arsenal, to me, my eyes lit up. It's easily the tide around.
Of course.
And yeah, man, I was looking so much forward to this game. And so I've got to say, man, I can't hide my disappointment. When I saw the lineups, to go back to what you were saying, I was a little bit surprised that Holding started. Although, to be fair to Holding, I thought he did okay against Haaland.
Yeah, he did.
He got booked, which is probably why they hooked him at half-time. But I thought he did well. I think overall we played okay. But in the second half, I think it's fair to say that City upped their levels. And once they did that, there was a spell sort of midway through that second half where they were pretty much in control of the game. So I think overall they were the deserved winners.
Eventually City were going to, up the gears and stuff like that. So I think that was expected, especially like I said, the first half, I didn't feel like they really played anything in the first half. So for sure, Pep was going to tear into them in the second half, but so obviously that happened. Partey coming off, I think, definitely changed the game.
Although some people are saying that when Lokonga come in, he didn't have a good game. I thought Lokonga had a decent game.
He didn't have a bad game, but there are levels between him and Partey.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
But
here.
I think it's unfair for people, as we're seeing in some of the comments here. Sambi out, Sambi's trash. I mean, these guys, you've got to wonder whether these are Arsenal fans. Sell Sambi. You know what I mean? There's a sarcastic Lokonga man of the match here, or it reads like that anyway. Lokonga should not play for Arsenal again. He's rubbish. I mean, these people, man, give your head a wobble. Are you really suggesting that Sambi was the reason why we lost this game? Because if they are, they're talking nonsense.
Like I said, I think there's a change of level, but there's you notice there's a difference between Partey and Lokonga. That isn't necessarily Lokonga's fault, but Partey is one of the best in what he does.
Yeah, it's levels.
It's levels. It's not necessarily Sambi's. It's not necessarily Sambi's problem or Sambi's issue. Do you understand? Yeah. I think it's more so like, all right, cool. I don't think he's good enough to be a Partey cover.
Right.
Like his level's nowhere even near Partey's. Partey's gear one. Do you get me? I think that's what it is. But he didn't have a bad game.
He didn't have a bad game. And let's be honest, he was not at fault for the defeat.
No, we shouldn't react.
These people coming in the comments and digging the man out like that, digging the youth out like that, I just think that's poor, bro. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're supposed to support the players. If a guy's had a really bad game, then fair enough. But he did not have a bad game today. So you doing this shows me that it's an agenda-driven exercise. But anyway, we've got some callers. I'll be interested to hear what they got to say. Michael from Boston.
Michael.
Hey guys,
hey Michael, what's happening, bro? Yeah, we spoke.
Hey, what's up, Roy? Good to see you again. Good to see you, Stricto.
You
hear me okay?
Yeah, well, good, man. How are you?
Good. Let me tell you, this was a glorified friendly. I just got to tell you.
Yeah, I felt like that.
No, seriously. I mean, you don't play against Man City's A team with Holding and Fabio Vieira and Lokonga and come away from a 1-0 defeat with any kind of a shame, okay? I am so proud of hearing the away fans singing their lungs out even at full time, because it's going to be a different matter when we come back to the Emirates.
So on that starting lineup, are you saying then that you are opposed to the changes that he made and that you think he should have gone extra strong, or what?
No, I'm saying it's
because personally, I think it was the right thing to do to give some of the fringe players an opportunity tonight. Are you saying that that those fringe players playing in this game today kind of devalued the game? And
no, not at all. I think they played well. I'm saying it's just like what we did in the League Cup. That Arteta is signaling that his main concern is the league.
I think we all would appreciate that. Yeah. So in effect, you're saying he's prioritising, and are you saying then that you don't have a huge problem with the result tonight, or what? Not
at all. No, I feel like even our B team played well. Holding did well against Holland.
He did.
Trossard I thought looked very sharp.
Yeah. He did.
If we're gonna go out of the cup, I'd rather do it early so we don't burn up our players in further fixtures on it.
Right. What do you say to the school of thought, which personally is one that I embrace, is that momentum is a lot, and tonight you don't really want to lose to City, because if you do, there's a psychological hang up for when we play them a couple of times in the next coming weeks or months.
I think the psychological letdown would be a lot more if we lost to them playing Odegaard and Zinchenko and Partey for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that playing a weaker side means that the sting of this defeat is a lot less.
Right. Yeah.
I think I agree with you there, Michael. I think psychologically, City will look at this and think, these guys are tougher than what we might have thought they were. Because if you look at over the years when we go to City, it's a place we easily collect 5-0. Like we get trampled over there with our fully strong first 11.
So we've lost our last 5 Premier League matches to Man City.
Exactly.
But in the FA Cup, we're a lot more successful. In fact, we actually beat them in the FA Cup the last time we played them, which was in the semi-final.
Yeah, I remember
2020. That man Aubameyang.
Obama blood clot.
But in the league, as Stricto says here, we've not been nearly as successful. But I'm gonna disagree with Michael and Stricto a little bit here, and I'm gonna say that I am disappointed because, to me, tonight's game was important because I didn't want to go out of the cup to City. I do think there's a psychological hangover when you lose a game like this, because I just think that City go back into the changing room tonight. They're looking at each other, they're smiling, they're high-fiving, they think, yeah, man, we beat them once, we can do it again in a few weeks' time. Whereas we kind of have to regroup a little bit. What do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah, but I don't care how City feels. I know that Arteta is going to, like, raise the level and, like, speak to the courage of the team. And I'll leave you with some Shakespeare. If we should fail, we fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail.
Wow.
Powerful.
Very poetic, very powerful. Thank you, Michael, man.
Okay, good. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Go on.
Keep in touch, bro. Keep in touch. Yeah, so there you have it, man.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, a bit of Shakespeare there, man. Yeah, love it. But yeah, right, we got another. My technician here has reliably informed me that we got another caller. Yeah, bring him in, man. Bring him in. Daniel. What you saying, bro?
Stricto.
Yes, Daniel. What's going on, bro?
Good to see you, Larry. I'm glad you're well right now.
Yeah, man. Let it go, bro.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What's your thoughts?
My thought for the game was pretty what I expected in a way.
No, you expected we were going to lose?
Yeah, because I know
Really?
I was going to rotate. Yeah, the last time
Yeah,
I was on, I was telling Robbie that I thought I was going to make some changes to the team, and those changes might affect the game. It was not even where I was even expecting us to play the way we played today. We played much far better than I expected us to play today. And a lot of players was all off day, like Saka. Even Vieira was even poor, more than Sambi. A lot of people have been picking on Sambi Lokonga, but Vieira was
disgraceful.
So you shouldn't pick on Sambi. And besides, when he came on the game was already on. So you need time to get used to the tempo of the game. So I just think it's good to lose. So they'll focus again.
It's good to lose. No.
What I'm trying to say is good to lose to Man City here than losing in the league. You understand?
All right, let me ask you a question. Yeah. So after that performance, after the performance, after the results, so we've still got to play them 2 more times, right? Home and away.
Definitely.
What do you think will we get out of those 2 games after watching them today?
We beat them at the Emirates and draw at the Etihad. 4 points from them. So
we'll collect 4 points.
I'm very confident of that because of what just happened today. Because I know Arteta will be going on the boys. You just saw what happened. When they were off the game. They brought on Alvarez. I know he's going to tell them that they played 2 on top against you guys. So you have to know you're strong. You're better. You see, Alan was nowhere to be found today. He was just roughing himself up and down, kicking and fighting. He's going to get more of that.
And De Bruyne. And another thing is De Bruyne.
Yeah,
we did. He weren't as involved. He weren't
his fluent best.
Yeah, he weren't as fluent as he usually is. You got to kind of give credit to the boys who managed to achieve that.
Yeah, I think we were competitive. I mean, I'm looking at the comments. Some people have described the game as boring. Some people have said that,
glorified friendly.
That we never really was in it. I don't agree with that. I thought we were competitive. Listen, I'm not going to fault the manager for making changes. I think it was important that we have a look at some of the fringe players, your Vieiras, Sambi Lokonga, people like that came in today, and they didn't disgrace themselves at all. Listen, they're part of the squad, whether we like it or not. They're part of the squad. They're fringe players. They're going to be involved at some point. I mean, throughout the course of a long season, you have injuries, you have loss of form,
burnouts,
burnout, fatigue factor. So the manager has to look at these players, and what better game to put them in a game like this? So listen, man, I've got no. I'm not.
But you know what you could argue with though, is we haven't got another game for another week or so. So potentially he could have probably gone with a stronger starting 11. Because like I said, there's no other games. There's nothing to manage. So so to speak. So maybe
we have got Everton next week, man.
Yeah, but we get after today. We don't play till next week. Other teams are playing.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Do you understand? Other teams are playing midweek and whatever not. So we've still got that rest period where you could have managed. You could argue we could have gone with a strong team.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, when the teams got read out and I heard that Holding was in for Saliba, I was a little bit surprised, not to say disappointed about that. What did you think?
Odin is a team player, and he has a good record when it comes to the Cups game. So seeing him there wasn't something of a shock to me. And he had a good game, if not for the
Yeah, he did. He did. I mean, he got booked in that first half, which is why they hooked him. But I think him against Haaland, a lot of people were saying it was a mismatch. But I thought he actually did quite well. And it was physical, you know what I mean? They were both going at it. So
listen, Holden will always prosper if he's up against someone physical. The issue with Holden is when it's someone who's tricky,
technical,
and someone who's technical. You know, like exactly like as soon as he got booked, my mind just went straight to that Tottenham game last season at White Hart Lane when he got sent off. You know, and I was just thinking, but against like bullish guys, he can hold his own. But anyone with a bit of trickery, speed, he can kind of get lost in that fight. You know what I mean? But overall, I think none of us here. I mean, are you disappointed in the result?
I am disappointed, man. Number one, I'm a man. I don't like to lose. I'm a very competitive guy. That doesn't mean to say you're going to win all the time. I fully accept that. And City, listen, they are a very good team, and they're at home in front of their own fans. It was always going to be difficult tonight, but I have to say I am disappointed because, you know what, I'm going to say something here that you two might find a little bit strange. I would rather have gone out to a lesser team. I didn't want to go out to City, man, because I just think that psychologically, it's not a good feeling.
We keep saying psychological effect about this team. This team are mentality monsters. Just look at the time we've lost this season. We come back winning like 5 games in a row. Yeah. Whenever we lose, there's always a bounce.
There's a reaction. There's a reaction.
Yeah, but we haven't lost to City. Well, we are going head to head with City for the title, and I think losing to them tonight, psychologically, that gives them a bit of one-upmanship on us.
I think it would be so in the league. I think it would be much more psychological in the league. I think the cup game, it's a cup game. Even the fact, like I think Michael from Boston was saying, it did feel like a glorified friendly when all them changes was being made. You know, it kind of you can see like.
But would you have said that if we were the 1-0? You wouldn't have been saying that.
Why the hell would I say that if we're the 1-1? Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
But okay, bro. Listen, thank you very much for your call. We've got a few other people here looking to get in. But listen, man, appreciate it.
Nice one, bro.
Yeah, respect, Daniel. Nice one. Stephen and Alexander are waiting to have their say. Stephen and Alexander, man.
Where you guys calling from?
Calling.
It seems to be a bit of a technical. I can't hear them, Stephen and. I think we've got a connection issue. We'll try and get you back, but in the meantime, we'll ask Stricto. So, how do you think that affects next week's game against Everton? That could be. I'm looking at a game, that could be a potential banana skin. You would know, as we all do now, that Sean Dyche has been appointed manager of Everton, and there's such a thing called the new manager bounce. They're at home.
Yeah.
Traditionally, it's a difficult game. I mean, they beat us there last year, man. I remember. Damari Greaves.
I was there, man.
Oh, you was there? I was there.
Cold night in Liverpool. Oh,
it's
man.
Always a cold night in Liverpool.
Cold night in Liverpool, winning the game, and it just felt like it just changed. You know. But listen, if you've noticed,
are you a little bit? I would say too much worried, but a little bit like you're feeling that game could be difficult, especially now that Sean Dyche is
I think it's still. I still have the same expectation. Listen, Laurie, you got to remember a lot of things have changed this season. Like there has been our away record is better. We beat the teams we're supposed to beat, irrespective of where. I mean, take away Southampton away where we could have won that game, but ended up drawing it. But ultimately,
we lost to United as well.
We lost to United, but again, we played well in that game. But I think our level in performance is up so much. And I think you have to remember, even with a new manager bounce, they still would be happy to play for a point. I don't think they're going there they're thinking, Arsenal's coming, let's try to get 3 points. I still think they still got to be careful because we've got too much ammunition. Too much ammunition.
I mean, listen, you're right. Every time we've been presented with a stiff challenge, more often than not, we've overcome it.
Of course.
And that's been very impressive. However, let's be honest, man, we're coming off a loss tonight. And no matter what you want to say, whether it's League Cup or whatever, it is a loss is a loss. And you're going to a place where traditionally it's always been difficult. And like I said, they've appointed a new manager and there's going to be a different spring in their step next week. Now, I'm being told by our technicians that we got Deanie's on the line.
Is it not Troy? I hope it's not Troy. Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to be Troy.
All right, Deanie, what are you saying, bro? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Southeast London, Deptford.
All right, okay.
SC8.
Yeah, gang business.
I'm north of the river myself in Enfield. Strict terms of South London, man.
We keep it respectful.
Yes, my brother. What are you saying to us? Talk to us.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Like, for me personally, like, I'm annoyed that we went up because I want to win every game. I want Arsenal to win every game. Do you know what I mean? And even with the team that we named today, I practically named the same team. The only person that I put in was Marquinhos over Saka. So for me, I want to see these players that haven't been playing to get the minutes that they need, because they're going to need it when we get to the last stages of the season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, I fully concur with everything you said there. I was saying that
that's what you were saying,
myself before you come on. I want to see the fringe players get an opportunity. And listen, it doesn't matter if it's against Man City, Oxford or whatever. We need to know at what level these guys are at. Now, tell me, I'm going to ask you a question. Sambi Lokonga played today. I'm looking at some of the comments here. A lot of people going for him. I personally think very unfair. I don't think he was at fault that we lost today. Listen, he didn't pull up trees, but I thought he had a decent game. What's your thoughts?
I feel like he had some moments. I will say that I'm not going to be too harsh on him, but there clearly is a drop off, and I feel like if we want to win this league with El Neni out now for the foreseeable future, it looks like we're going to need reinforcements. Not El Neni. Lokonga came in with the high praise and everything, but he just hasn't moved on with the rest of the Arsenal team. And we've seen like a lot of players push on since this whole project's come in now, and Lokonga was meant to be really a part of that. So he probably needs a loan, maybe. Who knows? I don't feel like.
Although we have turned down a loan move for him.
This is true. This is true, and I feel like we turned that down, but because we know the situation with Al Neni now, I feel like if we sign Caicedo, then Lokonga might get sold on loan. But I feel like he needs to work harder. He needs to work so much harder.
So but you know what it is, right? Sorry, I'm going to bring you in a minute. I want to know your thoughts on this. So we was having a debate in the office, in the AFTV office the other day. And I was saying to them, man, there, and not many of them agreed, to be honest, but I'd be interested to hear what you say. I was saying that, to me, and I'm trying not to be disrespectful, there is no real drop-off between El Neni and Lokonga. That's my personal... only in terms of experience, but in terms of football ability and athleticism and the rest of it.
Let me say something, Most people disagree with Laurie.
Yeah, they do.
That's first and foremost.
But I think if Lokonga gets more games, you will see what I'm talking about.
Okay,
but that's what he needs. He does need more games. Lokonga needs more games. But right now, where is he going to get those games? Because even in the games that he's getting, he's not putting the performances in that we need to be seeing.
This is exactly what I was about to say. You see,
so you're telling me if El Neni plays today, the result is different?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that, but I think El Neni offers a different thing.
What is that?
Intensity. That's one. El Neni's intensity is very, very high. Though he's the older man. El Neni also doesn't lose the ball. He's very safe with the ball. And also, listen.
Yeah, but he doesn't really go forward.
No, but you say that, but he does. I think I've dispelled this myth so many times. He does go forward than what people give him credit for. But with Sambi, he always goes back.
Tonight.
He always goes back. He always goes back. Like it's like he just keeps it too safe. And I think when you get to that level, when you get to especially the
he looked nervous when he came on.
Of course he looks. That's just him normally. That's just him normally. Like he said, like most of the team has improved. Like they've gone on that level. Even if you think about people that don't play often, if you think about Reece Nelson, doesn't play, comes on, bangs 2 goals. Like
but to be fair, it's taken a Reece a while to get to that level, bro.
But I'm saying in the sense that he doesn't get much game time with us, but he comes on and can still bag 2 goals.
No, but what I'm saying, he's been in the Arsenal setup now.
Yeah, but he's been away. He's been away for a long time.
Yeah, and he's had loan moves. You know what I mean?
I think he'll benefit from a loan. I think I'll give Sambi the benefit.
I would agree with you both here.
Benefit of a loan.
Okay, it seems like I've lost the argument on that.
Always lose the argument.
Deanie, so like psychologically, how much do you think that tonight's defeat will affect us moving forward, if at all?
Oh, me personally, not at all. Like at the end of the day, regardless, we played a second string team, and we go to the Emirates on the 15th, and I feel like we win that game because you have to remember, Man City practically almost played a pretty strong team. Haaland was pretty much non-existent. De Bruyne was pretty much non-existent, and we wasn't full strength. So for me, I feel like the players just need to go again when we go again against Everton next weekend and just win that game and continue as we are. We had chances to win the game tonight. Tomiyasu we had chances. Eddie had
a couple of half chances. Yeah.
So it's annoying, but we go again. We're gonna bounce.
I feel you on that, man. I mean, my
positives.
There is. I mean, my assessment of the game is I was disappointed, but it wasn't like an embarrassment. I mean, let's face it, we have been embarrassed at City before, so it was nowhere near that. It's just that, like I said, I'm old school. I like the FA Cup. I wanted to win tonight. I'm just a little bit concerned, just a little bit, that losing to City, they walk off the pitch cock a hoop. We're a little.
You'll be all right, Laurie. We'll be all right. We'll be all right, man.
Tell him again, man. Tell him again.
No, listen, man. I'm sure you'll be right. You know? And maybe it's just that my own personal disappointment. Tomorrow morning, I'll probably wake up feeling completely different. You know what I mean?
Who knows? Who knows? We might sign to see them tomorrow, so you might be feeling better tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, Deanie, thanks very much, bro. Appreciate
big up yourself, bro.
Bless everyone, and have a good evening. Yeah.
You too, my bro.
Have a good, nice weekend.
Take care. You too.
Yeah, so Deanie made some good points there. And he agreed with you about Sambi. Is there anyone out there? Is there anyone out there that agrees with me that Sambi, there is a future for him at Arsenal, but we just need to give him time? It seems like most of you out there don't agree with me. Certainly the people in the comments don't seem to. I'm hearing that we got another caller on the line now. Stephen Alexander. Are you?
Hey, Laurie. Victor, how you doing?
Yeah, we're good, bro.
Where are you guys calling from?
Yeah, we're calling from Pennsylvania in the United States.
Wow. Pennsylvania, yeah. I've been Philly. That's Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half drive from where we are right now.
Okay, because
the city of brotherly love. That's what they call it.
Yeah, city of brotherly love. You're right about that.
That's right. How did you guys see the game today? Was you disappointed, or how did you see it?
I'll be quite honest with you, Stricto. First of all, Stricto, let me say I like this side of you. I like the side where you're not mad and throwing your season tickets on the floor. We've been following you for a long time, and as entertaining as it is to see that, this is a much better side,
bro. It goes hand in hand with the performance, bro. Like, if everything's good, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? Simple as that, really.
Yeah. So
yeah, go on.
Laurie, I don't think it was really a bad performance at all. I thought actually the first half we had the clearest chances. Trossard had the chance.
Yeah, Stricto said that.
Exactly. You had a fullback there with a chance, a nice save by the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu, exactly, and so we had many chances, and at one point I actually think City was stunned by it. I think definitely when Partey came off, there was suddenly a change in the team and how everything went, and then really for a while, you guys say that City stepped up, but it seemed to me it was just like we put our foot off the gas. That's what it looked like to me. It was that City stepped up. It's just that we didn't match the intensity that they had at all, for a little while, or even stop playing as hard as we just weren't chasing the game. So I think it was more so let's not lose rather than let's win. So, which that was interesting.
Can I ask, how disappointed are you? Is it a big deal or not?
What do you think, Al?
I don't think it's a big deal. I thought we showed some good things today, but you can see the levels drop when Thomas Partey isn't in the team. Right. And I see that it looks like we're trying to make bids for another midfielder, which we need.
Yeah,
because we can't be relying on the same player in the most arguably the most important position in the whole team. So we need.
That's a very good point you make.
That's the backbone. You know, that midfield is the backbone of the attack and the defense, isn't it? So he's right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were right. We've held some serious L's at City.
Collected.
You know, I'll be honest. I didn't have that. You know, that bottomless pit that you feel sometimes when you go to some of these teams and you just know that it's going to be another 5-0. I never felt that, not one time.
Yeah.
And even with Holding being back there, who I thought was a little shaky, you know, the big man didn't score at all. You know, this guy has been destroying everybody. You know, he hardly had a sniff at goal today. So I think this bodes well for us in the games in the league. And don't forget, probably for one of the teams in the league, we're going to have Gabriel back as well. So in addition to Eddie, Gabriel Jesus, we're going to have Gabriel Jesus there, at least for one of those games, I think. And,
so I'm sensing from what you're saying that you're optimistic that
Laurie, we are super optimistic. We've been loving this. We've been loving this side of the gunners that we see. You know, we're enjoying every minute of it. We're riding this thing all the way to the end.
Yeah. Guess what? Listen, I just want to say as well, I like your backdrop there, man. Are you guys at home or what?
Yeah, we're at home in the basement, and so we're gonna add a couple more.
Yeah,
that's very impressive, bro. That's very impressive.
2022, 2023. I love that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But listen, thank you very much.
We are riding this wave to the end.
Yeah,
exactly, definitely. And we're not afraid. So you know, guess what, Laurie? So people are like, "Oh yeah, don't get excited." So what if we end up second or end up third? Would you give up all this excitement that we've had? I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Let's go for it.
When are you gonna feel it again? Do you know what I'm saying?
I was saying to I did a live earlier in the week, and I was saying that one of the things that I want, and to be fair, we are seeing it. The fans, the players, the manager, everybody, the whole club embrace, a bit like what you said there, embrace what's going on right now, because these are real heady times now. You know what I mean? Even if we don't quite make it to the promised land, it's a hell of a journey. So let's embrace it. Let's all move forward together. Thank you very much for your call, bro. Keep in touch. You must call us again. I loved everything you guys had to say. Very articulate, and the young man there spoke very well. So yeah, give yourself.
Thanks so much, Laurie.
Big up yourself, man.
Hopefully, speak to you
up the Arsenal. Up the Arsenal.
Up the Arsenal. Come on, you gunners.
Come on.
Respect, bro. Respect. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good call, man.
Yeah. Big up the guys from
I like
Pennsylvania,
that backdrop, man. Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, big them up, man.
Yeah, man. So listen, any other positives to take out of tonight?
I think they kind of summed it up there, you know.
What did you think of Vieira tonight?
Vieira's hit and miss, you know, sometimes. I don't particularly think he impacted. He didn't do anything good. He didn't do anything bad.
He didn't pull up any trees. A bit like Sambi.
Yeah, a bit like. No, I'll probably say worse than Sambi.
Really?
Yeah.
You think someone was worse than Sambi?
Yeah.
So Sambi will actually improve.
No, because Sambi's come on, hasn't he? Whereas Vieira's started, so Sambi's had to kind of adjust to the climate of the game and the intensity of the game. Vieira didn't really do much. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually forgot he played. But
some people in the comments here are suggesting that the manager got it wrong, that we should have gone stronger from the start. What do you think about
that? Like I said, I understand why he didn't go strong, but also I said we've also got a break from now till the next game, so possibly he could have gone stronger, not necessarily all out strong, you know.
I was going to say, so if we go stronger, who
maybe Odegaard.
Oh, okay, Odegaard in from the start instead of Vieira,
right, and then. Maybe rest Saka, maybe.
Yeah. Saka was an interesting one because I was looking forward to watching him play tonight, and I have to say, man, it wasn't one of his better games. I think there was a moment as well in the second half when Martinelli come on, and you see him run up to Saka, and he was saying like he was
trying to cheer him up,
gesticulating and saying like trying to
let's go,
energize him, and then for about 5 minutes after that, I think Saka did raise his levels, and then they dipped a little bit again, and then soon after he was taken off.
He's played nearly every game.
Yeah, man.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? He's played every game. He's our key and star man. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So I think I could, today's performance can be overlooked and be forgiven. But I think it could have gone with. I would have liked to have seen Marquinhos.
Yeah, I would
have liked to see Marquinhos. This is Premier League level. These are the champions. You know what I'm saying? It would have been good to kind of assess his level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
listen, I had no problem with the changes.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, what do you think of this bid for Caicedo? Do you think it's legit? Do you think it's possible? Is it going to happen or what?
Laurie, let me tell you something. Yeah, we are. What's today's date? 27th of July, 27th of January. Sorry. Yeah.
A few days to go.
And we're waiting until now to put in these. That bid ain't serious, man.
That ain't serious.
Yeah, on to the next people, man.
I don't know. I think they're serious, you know.
Nah,
I think, listen, the 60 mil was just to open proceedings. I think you'll probably see that will go up by a few million in the coming days because I think the transfer window ends on Tuesday. But my technician's in my ear. He's telling me we've got another caller. So who is it? Demetrius. Big Meech.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's a strong name, you know.
It is, man.
Demetrius.
Yeah, it is.
Demetrius.
I like that name, man. Demetrius. Where you calling from, Demetrius?
Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh, wow.
State capital of Florida, yeah.
Yeah, man. Lovely place. I've never been there. I've been to Florida, but I've never been to Tallahassee. You been there, Street Talk?
Bro, I don't have a passport, bro. No, I'm joking. I've never been to the States. I've never been to the States.
Yeah.
So I'd love to, yeah.
Right, so tell us what you thought of the game, bro.
I thought that the lineup was the right way to go. Going after the United game, my initial feelings and emotions were we should go full strong. We should put everybody out, Haaland against Haaland and De Bruyne. But the more the game got closer, the more and more I looked at the rest of the fixtures for the rest of the season, I realized was really at stake. And so I understand what Arteta did by playing some good players, playing some strong players, but also pulling it back a little bit.
Yeah.
The psychological effect that Laurie, you keep saying about how Manchester City is going to be up, I feel like that's how we should be feeling because we haven't won the league yet. We haven't done it yet. They've done it. They're the big dog. You know what I mean? So this was just a little first round. If you look at it, we have 3 rounds against them. This was the first round, sizing each other up. City got the point, but now we go back to our corner. We're going to the Emirates on the 15th. And I think we don't have anything to worry about. I think I do agree with you that the Everton game could be a bit of, to use your term, a banana peel. I definitely agree with that because as you move forward in the season, we're still a relatively young team. The games start to mean more and more. And that Everton game, it's Everton, but it's Everton. And so, we need to make sure that we regain focus, understand that everything we still want to do for the season is still in front of us. And I think we'll be fine against City. I agree with the last caller a couple calls ago. I think we'll take 4 points this season from them. We'll definitely win at the Emirates.
I mean, listen, I can definitely see us going and caking points of City, no doubt about it. It's just that I was looking at it like, I'm a firm believer, that momentum is a lot in sports. And we're on this winning run. And I'd love to see us maintain it. Although, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win every game. So, yeah.
But you know what? Touching back on what you said about the starting lineup, that game against United was mentally and physically exhausting.
Yes.
And to then
you can't overlook that.
And then to travel away to kind of put the same lineup in. It's it could have been more. It could be more damaging. Injuries. Right. I think that you can pick up psychological effects from. Players who are mentally exhausted, and then you dash them into the lion's den, and then. Things don't go accordingly, and that could have an effect. But I think putting these guys in the fringe, the fringe players, my issue with them is I need them to play like they want to be first team. I want you to come on and be like, all right, cool. I want Arteta to look at me and think, yeah, I want to take Partey's place. Do you understand? I want to take Saliba's place. You need to be making a case. Make a statement. Would
it be fair to say that you're right? However, making a statement at City is not an easy place to go and make statements. Statements. The biggest statements are made in places you're not supposed to make them, bro. Do you understand? You go to City. Man's getting philosophical. Man. You go. Don't get me on my Shakespeare, Don't get me on my Shakespeare, bro. Do you understand? Right.
Oh, Caicedo. Sorry, we'll get something like that. So Caicedo.
Yeah, we're hearing some breaking news that Caicedo is agitating for a move away from Brighton. Now, will it be Arsenal? Will it be Chelsea? I mean, you know, we've gone head-to-head with Chelsea on a couple of occasions now, and we've lost out to them. So, hearing that news, what do you feel, bro? Do you think that, would you welcome Caicedo to Arsenal?
Definitely. We definitely going to need some more cover in the midfield. I hear you've been talking about Lokonga. You don't think he did very well. I actually think he did very poorly. And the biggest thing he did that I didn't like was push the ball forward when he won it. That's what I didn't like. I'm sorry. So I know you're a fan. You support him a lot. You think he needs more time. I agree with that.
Oh, you know what it is,
but
right?
That's his agent, bro. That's his agent.
No, I would listen. I'm going to put my cards on the table, yeah? So
tell them, Laurie.
How it works for me is that I have this kind of protection for certain players. So, for example, when Eddie was getting similar levels of stick, right, and this man to my left was one of those guys that was going in on it, I was appealing for people like Strickland. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. He's had his chance, and now he's looking like an Arsenal player. And I'm saying that I can see potential in Sambi. He came to the club with a good reputation. People no less than company.
Hold on a second. I've got a big issue with company. Companies told me that Sambi was a similar ilk to Yaya. Do you see that, bro?
Not yet. However,
and the question is, which Yaya? Yaya Sonogo? Yaya Toure? Which Yaya, bro?
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, man, is that I don't like to see the fans going after their own players like that, unless the guy's like stepped out of line for some kind of ill discipline or whatever, or unless he's putting in performances that, you know, you say he's not showing that he cares or whatever. But listen, the guy's a young guy, he's trying to make his way in the team. Things are not worked out for him yet. But I do think that some of the fan base coming after him unnecessarily harsh. That was my view on that. But
I don't think it's harsh. I just think,
I mean, like today, man, he didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a great game. But I mean, you look at the comments here, you would have thought that Sambi scored a couple of own goals and we lost the game 2-0. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
He was just a victim.
He didn't have a bad game.
No, he didn't have a bad game. So I'm agreeing with you. I think today he was just a victim of
circumstance
coming off.
Yeah,
like he will never be Partey.
Yeah, I would agree because the level definitely dropped when he came off. When Partey came off, you can't argue that. You can't argue that.
No, I can't.
That's not Lokonga's fault.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That's right.
That's not his fault. But you know, it is what it is. We do need better in that department.
No, I agree. But you're just to reiterate, you're fully invested in Caicedo coming to Arsenal. You think that'd be a good move? I think it'd be an excellent move. Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, we do need strengthening in that area. There's no doubt about it. Regardless of what we say about Lokonga, we do need strengthening.
But what, Demetrius, what did you think of Trossard? What was your impressions on Trossard?
I liked him going forward. I think you guys brought up the strike that he had earlier. I was very surprised at that. You know what I mean? Like the power on it. So yeah, I think he did some good things. I like what Martinelli did. Me personally, I guess I'm just a sucker for the dribbling pass players and dribbling into the box. So I actually, I'm more partial to Martinelli. But Trossard did a lot of good things. And in the Man U game, he did some good things as well. So I would say two positive outings for him since coming to us.
You know what? That's a very good kind of contrast, those two, innit? Because I would say that Martinelli is probably the quicker, more dynamic, more explosive, goes past people. But Trossard, to me, technically, I think he's a little better.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit more inventive.
IQ.
Decision making is probably a little bit better than Martinelli. So, yeah, you got a good contrast
there.
So
age plays a part in it as well.
Definitely.
Trossard is what, 27, 28? Martinelli's
he's
21, 22.
Yeah.
So I think there's he's collected more experience.
Yeah.
But I think with Trossard, he gives me Hileb vibes. You know, if you remember
Alexander Kleb.
That kind of vibe. Like he's he's direct.
Yeah,
he's direct, but I've also got a very high IQ. Like
he's also got a goal in him, man.
Exactly,
goals
against the big teams. So
So I'm that contrast I think will work well for Arsenal. But as we said, the midfield area definitely needs strengthening, and if we can get Caicedo, then I think it's all good.
It's a wrap.
But
Premier League is ours.
It's easier said than done.
It's a wrap.
It's gonna be ours regardless. I'm feeling, but got a long way to go.
A long
Yeah,
way to
man.
go.
Yeah.
Game by game. Game by game.
But you're optimistic for the rest of the season, though, right, Demetrius?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. After this match, I thought, like I said, if you'd have asked me like Wednesday, if we got this result, how I would feel, I'd probably be like, devastated. But like I said, as we got closer to the game, I began to see it in more long-term view, more realistic light. To win a double is a hell of a thing for a team to do. You know what I mean? So, we're still growing towards getting that type of strength. So I'll take the 1-0 defeat. You know what I mean? You don't want to call it a moral victory, but I would say it is. I
think it's also fair to say that most fans, and I'd be interested to hear what you say about this, in terms of priorities, they would obviously have the Premier League as their number one, and they'd probably have the Europa League as the number two priority and the FA Cup third. Is that something you would agree with, or what?
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, I have Champions League number 2. I want us to get back to Champions League. But definitely the league number 1. Definitely, you'd like to get the Europa League trophy. Yep, I agree with you. Yep, those are what I have it in.
All right, Demetrius, bro. Thanks very much for your call. I hope it won't be the last time we hear from you. Keep in touch, bro.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Do you know, I'll be interested to see or to hear from the Man City fans.
Yeah. If there's any City fans watching this,
to actually what they actually made of our performance. Is there cause to be concerned? Is there fear? Would they get away with a? I would love to know.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, if there's any City fans watching this, or even any neutrals, ring up, let us know what you think. What do you think of the game? Do you think that City beating us today is a big psychological one-up over Arsenal or not? Do you think it doesn't matter, or do you think that Arsenal are still in the ascendancy in terms of winning the league? Let us know what you think. I've got to ask you, Stricto, this game next week now is looming, even though it's a week away. It's like, it's something now that, you know what football's like, man. Once you've got one game out of the way, you're already looking forward to the next one. Now, this Everton game, man, we touched on it briefly. Next week, man, to me, this is another massive game. I mean, I know I say this every week. It's a massive, of course. Literally a massive game, isn't it?
And the reason why you say that is because of the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum. And not only that, I would say that the intensity of this game has been upped by the fact that Everton have appointed Sean Dyche as their new manager. And they're definitely going to approach this game differently than if Lampard had been in charge.
I think the difference in approach will be, we know what Sean Dyche is about. We know he's a very defensively minded manager. We saw what he was like at Burnley. The football is not going to be fun, but it's meant to do a job. Do you know what I'm saying? They're kind of a team. Sean Dyche's teams are teams you don't go 1-0 down against. Because then you're facing an uphill, 2 banks of 4s. Like you're facing, do you know what I mean? So it's
difficult to beat, well organised.
Well organised, well oiled. But if you take the lead against them, then they're pretty much stuck. And there's going to be a lot of aerial duels.
It's going to be physical.
Yeah, it's going to be physical. Yeah. But we've dealt with most of the tests put in front of us.
Nope, you're right.
We've dealt with most of it, and that's the confidence I'm taking in. Because I think usually I'm a pessimist. I don't have no shame saying it. Pessimism is my optimism.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I have to have that as a way to be like, well, I knew we're going to lose anyway. But now it's changing. Now I'm being optimistic. So
that's good to hear.
So I have the feeling, the way we've been playing, and coupled in with the fact that we are winning games that we're supposed to win. Even the games we're not supposed to win, we're winning. You go back to beating Tottenham away. The manner we've done it. So I have no.
Got no qualms for next week. You said you went to the corresponding game last year. Are you going this year?
To which one?
Everton.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'll see.
Maybe you can come and join us in the studio, man.
Maybe
next week. It's going to be a big game. Looking forward to it.
Actually, yeah. Okay, I'll be here.
Yeah. Maybe you can do the full time with me and James next week.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear what you got to say. But so so we're going to wrap up now, bro. So in closing, your thoughts on the game tonight and going forward, what you think it means or doesn't mean. What are you saying?
I think prior to the game, I was worried at City's threat. Now the game's over, I'm looking at City and I think, we can beat them. They're definitely beatable. And that's not something we say often as Arsenal fans.
That's true.
City are a team that pumps us and don't concede. That's literally how they do it. I think with a full squad and with the Premier League meaning what the Premier League means to us, I think we can do.
So you're saying that based on what you saw tonight, you see nothing to be scared of. You're confident that we can go there in the league.
And this is the point I made about hearing from City fans, because I think City fans will be more worried than Arsenal fans.
Right. That's an interesting take, I must admit.
Of course.
Because I would have said, if they just beat you, why would they be worried?
Because they would have, I think they're the only team, the top 6 team we haven't played, the other top 6 teams we haven't played this season so far. So they don't have a measure of what we're about. So they've come to this game, they've seen we've dropped the players, a lot of players, and they're thinking, okay, we haven't rolled them over here, and this is their second string team. So imagine if they started with a full 11 at home with the crowd behind them, and also got to remember last season's game, it was they won it by a dubious penalty.
Yeah. So you're saying then that we may have lulled them into a false sense of security.
2 million %. 2 million %.
Okay, thanks, Victor. Right, just in closing, my thoughts are is that, listen, City are a hell of a team. We've gone there tonight in good faith. We gave them a good run in the first half. Second half wasn't that good, if I'm being honest. City kind of took over the game midway through, got the goal and didn't look back. I'm disappointed, A, that we lost, and B, that we're out the FA Cup. But I do agree with you, Stricto. The changes that we made tonight, you know what I mean, you cannot overlook that. And I do think that going forward, even though we lost and psychologically it is 1-0 to them, but I do think there's nothing to be scared of moving forward. So
that's it.
That's my thoughts. That's Stricto's thoughts. Thank you very much, everybody that contributed, whether you put something in the comments or whether you rang up tonight and spoke to us direct. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're out and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Take care. Have a good weekend.